read this book?
I have.
Very good. Anybody else? This is unbelievable book.
I've seen him live too.
Oh, good.
He's great.
Okay. Here it is, the book. It's the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I learned something new. Okay, when I was watching YouTube this morning, because again, I was going to be doing the presentation, he rewrote it. He updated it. And do you know that it was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and it still is the 21 Irrefutable Laws. What he did is he took two, fused them together, and added two new ones. I'm not sure which two new ones he added in, because this is the new edition. And that's what I'm going to go over today. But, so we're going to go over this. Couple rules while we're going over this, and again, if you haven't read it, you have to do it. Keep in mind 4 fundamentals when we're going through this here. Okay, 4 ideas. First of all, the laws can be learned. Okay, and this is so important, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Well, John, I don't have a team. I am a one-person operation. It doesn't matter. You have to take leadership in your life. Okay, you guys have heard Elaine present, take leadership in your own life. Well, this is it right here. Okay, this is one of our guest speakers if you weren't here, but the laws can be learned. You've got to take leadership in, again, if you're a solopreneur or a one-person operation, these laws can be learned. The laws can stand alone. If you don't know all 21, you can know 1 or 2, and they all stand alone. Obviously, the more you learn, the better. All right? 3, the laws carry consequences with them. If you don't know these laws, people aren't going to follow you. See, if people aren't following you, behind you, okay, you're just taking a walk. You're not leading. You're just taking a walk. Okay? And 4 is these laws are the foundation of leadership. Again, these are musts, not shoulda. And remember what Anthony Robbins says, don't should all over yourself. Okay, should, not the other one. So, very, very important. So, sorry, my pointer's not working here. So, again, if you look at this here, no matter where you are in the leadership process, this is very important because people get intimidated when it comes to leadership. Know this, the greater number of laws you learn, the better leader you will become. Okay, the more laws you will learn, the better leader you will become. And each law is like a tool, just ready to be picked up. Again, it's in your tool belt and used to help you achieve your dreams. And this is very important, and add value to other people. It didn't say add value to me. It said add value to other people. Okay, very, very big difference. So, let's go with the law of the lid. When you hear law of the lid, Eric, what does that mean to you? First of all, have you ever heard of that? Okay, what does the law of the lid mean to you?
Kind of closed-minded. Feel like you can't go no higher than where you are mentally.
Okay.
And you kind of stuck.
Basically, where your of what your knowledge is. Yeah.
You're limited.
You're limited, that's right. That's what they mean. So the more you know, so the lower your ability to lead, the lower the lid on your potential. Okay, the law of the lid, if you look at the top here, leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. I love this chart. Just look at this. It's right here. This is the success. You could actually be very successful, so 8 on a scale of 10, but if your leadership ability is only 1, this is your effectiveness. Right? So as you learn the laws, the irrefutable laws of leadership, look at how your effectiveness increases. See how important that is? That's the law of the lid. So again, an opposite, the higher your ability to lead, the higher the lid on your potential. Now I'm going to give you some examples. Anybody here know who Dick and Maurice McDonald is? Does that name ring a bell to anybody? McDonald's. They are the founder of McDonald's back in 1937. The problem was they had some success, but their leadership was low. Their leadership was low. So what had happened was their success was kind of stifled. And in 1952, they started the franchise but it stalled. Because again, their effectiveness was low because of their leadership abilities. All right? Then they brought in Ray Kroc. Okay, they partnered up, joint venture. Do you see the importance of joint venturing in this group? They joint ventured with Ray Kroc in 1954. They met Ray Kroc in 1954. 7 years later, with their guidance, they were able to sell the exclusive rights to Ray Kroc for $2.7 million. This is back in 1961. I don't know what that equates to in today's dollars. $2.7 million. Now, he went from 64 to 500 stores, right, when he helped them. Now, you know how many stores there are? 31,000 stores globally in 119 countries, and they serve 58 million people a day. 58 million people a day. It's absolutely incredible. It's the power of the network. Okay? Now think about the exponential factor. Think about this network now. He's got 31,000 stores. That's how big McDonald's network is. So how many joint ventures do you think they're going on? Do you think they're only investing in McDonald's? No. See, that's why you've got to expand your network, guys. Okay? Very, very important. How about the Steve Jobs story? All right? Who was the brains behind Apple? The brains. You know his partner? Anyone know his partner? Steve Wozniak was his partner. He was the brains. Now, if you guys know the story, did you guys know that Steve Jobs got fired from his own company? Did you guys know that? And obviously, Steve Wozniak had a lot of success, but his leadership was low. Okay? So what had happened was when Steve Jobs left, they made some bad decisions because the leader left. Steve Jobs went on to, I believe, work with Pixar. You guys familiar with Pixar? Pixar is the company that did what, Elaine? What did they do?
They're in motion pictures.
And what was the most popular film there?
Oh, was it Toy Story?
Toy Story. You guys know the story behind Toy Story. You know that he became a billionaire from that company. Apple was about to go bankrupt, and they hired Steve Jobs back. And think about that. He built Apple with Steve Wozniak. They fired him. Okay? And they brought him back, and look at it now. And I know he's passed away, but before he passed away, or even today, the last statistics I heard, it's an $80 billion a year in revenues company. And their cash reserves are $80 billion. That is unbelievable. $80 billion. Okay? And again, it's all about leadership. See? The leader left Apple, Apple went down, he went on to become a billionaire in another company, and they brought him back. Isn't that an incredible story? Okay? Yes?
So you're saying effectiveness, you might have the vision, you might have to know what you want to do, you see it, you can taste it and everything, but you have the inability to be able to lead others and show them that same vision so you can expand. That would you.
You can't expand if you don't know how to lead. That's why it's so important. If you have not,
You got to field other people.
yeah, you know, you have to learn these laws. I can tell you when I first became a manager, man, how good could I have been? But somehow I led them, and I'm telling you, it's just pure enthusiasm. I mean, I'm kind of selling myself short. I thought I was pretty good, but how good could you be at 20 years old? You know, and I went from 7,000 to 9,000 in cash my first month, the next month to, well, it was the month before I got there, to 20,000 better. So that was either 27,000 or 29,000 out of Mayfield. It's a lot, it's a huge difference. Same staff, 1 month into the slower season, going into the summer. Okay, it was either April going into May or May going into June. I don't even remember without having to look back. Okay, so very, very important. You got to learn how to lead. And, you know, you just got to continually read. Read, study, management. Learn from the mentors, but you have to learn these laws. I can tell you there's a ton of leadership books out there, but John Maxwell is very good about packaging it in these 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. Okay? So, the next one is the law of influence. The law of influence basically states that the true measure of leadership is influence. Remember? We talked about influence. Right? And it's nothing more, nothing less. Leadership is influence. That's it. That's all it is. Okay? And the thing with influence, let's think of back in 1997. Think about what happened in 1997. Mother Teresa, the deaths of Mother Teresa